excited because I am excited and it is contagious. We are so happy to be able to introduce our viewers to Timothy Fletcher. Timothy, welcome to Good Talk.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Donna and I had so much fun checking out the videos that you have on social media. You are a drummer unlike any drummer that we have experienced before. And I am a drum corps fan. I love watching the battles. I love watching the films. I love watching all of that. And you literally made our head explode with your energy, with your talent, with everything that you do. And we can't wait for our viewers to see it. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been drumming and how did you know that this was your instrument that you were going to communicate with?
I started drumming when I was at the age of 10. At the age of 10 is when I started drumming, but drumming wasn't the instrument that I first fell in love with. The instrument that I first fell in love with was clarinet. Then after clarinet, it was drums, then saxophone. So
Nice.
I know how to play clarinet real good. I haven't picked it up in a while, but most of the time when I pick it back up, I remember everything about it. I didn't really find a love for drums till I reached high school and I seen the marching band style of drumming. When I seen the marching band style of drumming, I was like, okay, that's cool. I like how they did all the stick tricks and the technicality of it and everything.
Flipping everything.
Yes, I love it. So I was just like,
Me too.
I want to learn more. I got to learn more. I got to learn more. And I remember trying out my ninth grade year and all the upperclassmen just laughed at me and was like, man, you'll never be a drummer. You don't got no rhythm or anything. So that just gave me, motivation to be like, okay, well, I'm going to take my stuff. I'm going to come back next year. I'm going to try out. And I come back next year and try out. And I got so good at it because I used all that as motivation instead of, moping around or crying about it or being like, oh, I can't be on the drum line this year. I just took that as motivation, grind, worked hard, all the hard work paid off. And when I came back, I made the drum line. But not only did I make the drum line, but I challenged all the drum captains and end up beating them and end up becoming drum captain for that year.
Oh, snap. You said a little like me, like the fastest way to get me to do something is tell me I can't. I go,
Right.
All right, here we go.
Now I got to prove you wrong.
Now you got to prove you wrong. Exactly right. That's incredible. I can't believe that the clarinet was your first one and that it wasn't the drums. You literally play like you have been drumming since you were in the womb. It's unbelievable. And it's really gotten you a lot of recognition with what you're doing. The rhythms that you come up with, you've got backbeats, you're dancing as you're playing, as you're grooving. It's like you have, I don't know, people talk about left brain, right brain. I think that you have like 16 different sides in your brain and they're just kind of dancing with each other as you're doing this. It's unbelievable.
Thank you.
You had a really, really cool appearance that kind of launched you out into the spotlight. And you had taken your drumming onto the Ellen show. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember I was at my brother's house and I had just done, I say probably about like a month or 2 months back, I had done Sierra Level Up. And the song and the video and me playing to it just went viral, like viral everywhere. So at this time, I was actually part of a duo group named A1 Chops. And I remember they had called me and it was like, hey, we want, one of her agents had called me and was like, hey, we would love to bring you out to the Ellen show. And I'm like, this gotta be fake. Cause I've been scanning plenty of times on Instagram. So I'm like, okay, this gotta be fake. So before I even really get into messaging him and giving out my number and everything, I check out the guy page and I see that he's with the producers. He's on set with Ellen. He's on the stage. So then my heart start pounding real fast. Tears start coming down my face. I just get down on my knees and start thanking God and just praying. Like, I just couldn't believe it. Like, I knew one day it was going to happen. I just never knew it would have came that fast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now.
And then the viewings and the people loved us so much, we end up returning on the show for 2 more times. So we've been on the Ellen show for a total of 3 times. Then we had a little sitcom show that was for YouTube, and it was just giving back to Baltimore, giving back to the community. We got to give instruments to our old high school. We got to repair parts of Baltimore, and we got to show Ellen and her crew different places in Baltimore that, that we love to go to, that give us inspiration and give us motivation for what we do.
That's incredible. You know,
Thank
I
you.
love that you're bringing up Baltimore because one of the things that stood out outside of your ridiculous talent and your really, really fun and infectious energy, one of the things that I really liked when we learned more about your story was it's very important to you to shine Baltimore in a positive light. And
Yes.
you have really inspired the next generation in so many different ways because you're showing them about what's possible and you're highlighting the positive things in Baltimore and not just the downside that a lot of people hear about. How did you get involved with your community like that?
So instead of like trying to get involved, I just threw myself in there to get involved. So basically, like I know, like when people hear Baltimore, they hear about the killing, the robbing, the how we treat people, different negative, a bunch of different negative things. And I'll be honest, it's a lot of negative things that come with Baltimore. But not only there's a lot of negative things, there's a lot of good things that come with Baltimore too. It's just that nowadays we live in a time where people put a spotlight on the negative things before they'll ever put the spotlight on a positive thing. It's just like with our brain, our brain are more toned to listen to negative comments before positive comments about ourselves. So we focus on the negative before we ever focus on a positive. And that's just something that everybody had to just reorchestrate with their brain and the thinking of different things and stuff like that. So what I do is I try to just bring a whole positivity, whole type of different shine and light to Baltimore to show that, it's more than just violence and killing and drugs, but you have people that's actually helping the youth, people that's actually giving back to people that's in need and just helping to try to make Baltimore and the world a much better place.
Got your head on right, kid. You're doing the right thing. It's really wonderful that you are involving the community, that you are teaching kids that possibilities are possible. You know, a lot of times when you get stuck in an area that is not maybe imaginative for them, it's not
Right.
inspiring, you know, it's easy to focus on the negative, exactly what you were saying. And instead, you're shining light on possibilities. And that's something that Don and I are really a fan of. And we love that you're doing that and keep it up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm curious, who do you listen to? Because it seems like you're listening to 5 different songs when you're playing one. When you just want to kind of chill or you want to, kind of get into your own head, what kind of music are you listening to?
So, all right. So, to be honest, I listen to a lot of different artists. Like, sometimes I listen to different songs. I don't even know what the artist's name is, but I love Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, Kendrick Lamar. I like all the old type music. Sometimes I just even just sit back and I don't listen to nothing but beats. And it just helps me, just clear my mind and just think of different things to do. So when I start drumming, I could be like, okay, this could go here, this could go here. It's just more like, I know some people when they drum, they listen to the lyrics, they listen to the beat. Depending on the song, I might listen to the beat, and depending on a different song, I might listen to the lyrics. If I feel like the lyrics are fast paced, then okay, I'm gonna play to the lyrics. That's when I'm gonna catch every word in the song and things like that. But then if I hear like the lyrics are slow paced, but the beat is pumping fast, okay, I'm gonna play to the beat and I'm gonna move at the tempo of the beat. And sometimes a lot of people get lost in that. They're like, oh, he's off beat or he's not blase, blah, this, that, and third.
You're
But
in
they
your own
not,
pocket.
yeah, they're not listening to what's in the background. They listen to the lyrics, or they're not listening to the lyrics. They listen to what's in the background. So
I
it's just like
saw you
sometimes you
do
gotta
that
find
on
a way to
some of your
master that.
videos. I noticed that you did that and I thought that was really, really neat. It was almost like sometimes you were singing lead and sometimes you were singing harmony and then sometimes you just came in with a counterpart and it was all on the drums.
Right.
That was slick, I gotta say, very slick.
Thank you.
Timothy, tell me, 20 years from now, who do you want to be playing with? What do you want to be doing?
So 20 years from now, I want to be the main act on the biggest stage possible. But not only that, I want to be in movies, but role model movies so that, kids can have another figure to look up to. I just want to be able to spread that positivity and light all over the world, not just in Baltimore, Maryland, not just in the USA, but all across the world so that, people could be inspired to follow their dreams and know that, even the smallest person in the world could become somebody bigger than ever before and can bring the next person up. I want to build that ladder to just keep letting people rise and follow their dreams and knowing that no matter where you come from, you can always be something great. because it's not about the past. It's just about where you're going at. So don't worry about the past. Focus on the future.
It's a very powerful lesson right there, and you are wise beyond your years, and your playing shows it.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Timothy, thank you so much for sitting down and having a good talk with us. We're going to showcase some of your skills now, so prepare for your social media to blow up as soon as we're done. Was our viewers, so what the hell just happened, like we did. We are so happy that we got to talk to you. We ask everybody, please support what this kid's about. Watch out for him. He's going to be on that big stage in 20 years and probably a hell of a lot sooner. And we get to say that we knew him when.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse through the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
Just joshing. I'm spending this holiday locked in. My body got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10.
Horses in the bag. Horse stock is attached. That is matted black. Got the bushes black to match. Riding on a horse. You can whip your Porsche. I've been in the valley. You been up off that porch now.
Told her don't let her friends know. In the Ville and I move like a dime. Eating fettuccine at Vincenzo's. Me and my amigos got that free smoke on the West Coast. Yeah, I'm talking about pre-rolls. Dark hair, she look like she go.
Nobody tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Riding on a tractor, lean all in my blood.
She do. Hometown hero, feeling myself, can't murder my ego. She heard, she said, certified freak, hang around dust and she learning my lingo. Back then, wasn't worried about me though. In the gym, trying to work on my free throw.
Whoa, where we going? Whoa, where we going? Whoa, ain't nobody going. Go crazy. Everybody think you shy, but I know you a pretty little baby. Everything you do is amazing. Ain't nobody gonna go crazy. I got what you need. Everybody think you shy, but I know you a pretty little baby.
Hey everyone, it's Bobby Lacera from Paradise Studios and Strong Island Television. And I just love having a good talk with Robin Eve and Donnie Davis.
Hey everybody, this is Motorcycle Mike, the personal injury lawyer. I've been riding motorcycles my entire adult life. During the course of my 30-year career as a lawyer, I've also represented countless injured motorcyclists. If you're one of them, I can be of assistance to you. Go to my website, please, motorcyclemikeesq.com. I'll always be there for you. I'm on your side when you ride.
Joe DeJesu, our original artist of the week from Good Talk TV show Season 1, has a brand new release available that you want to download on all of your digital media platforms. Another Sacrifice is the highly anticipated follow-up single to Cry and Miss Maybe, released in 2019. Joe is also the host of Jam Acoustic Mondays on Govs Radio. Please follow Joe DeJesu Music on Facebook and Instagram and download Another Sacrifice today.
God knows what we've done. Doesn't matter what we do.
You guys are in for a really special treat. We have friends of mine, Kristen and Adam Seeley. They're local Long Island musicians that have played with everybody. Like a who's who, a hodgepodge of people. They're everywhere. And I'd like for you guys to just say hello to our audience, tell them who you are, maybe one at a time, and Let them know what you do, what you play, so they can get to know you like I know you.
First, hi everybody. I'm Kristen Seeley. I'm a vocalist from Long Island, and I work with 45 RPM's Come On Get Happy show, the Phil Collins Tribute Pseudo Studio with this guy, and also Tom's dad's band.
Tom's dad's band. I like that name.
Great name.
That's a great band. I'm Adam Seeley. I'm a saxophone player and horn arranger. I've played with Big Shot, Pseudo Studio, the Phil Collins tribute band in the past. I performed with Beginnings, the Chicago tribute. I also play with One Hot Night and Captain Jack, and on occasion 45 RPM when they have horn section shows, as well as Desert Highway. So the horn section I kind of lead kind of plugs into different rhythm sections, and we're able to kind of pop in and out of different acts over the calendar year, and we love doing it.
Well, are you currently involved in a project together now, a tribute project, or?
Yeah, we both do the Phil Collins project together, Pseudo Studio. We play, since COVID happened, we don't play as much now, but we've been playing about, half a dozen, maybe 8 times a year and stuff like that. So,
wow.
But we're, that's still a relatively young band. And an occasion, like I said, the horn section plays with 45 RPM and Come On Get Happy.
And as you know, we're also in the paper bag together with you, Don.
And right, that's right.
Well, let's tell everybody what the paper bag is. First of all, if you're a husband and wife team, so it's kind of like I Love Lucy, right? I'm coming to your show, honey. Right? So that's kind of cool. What's it like to work with each other like that? Is that great?
It's a blast.
It's great. We're so busy with our day jobs that it's great when we actually get to share a stage together. So we appreciate that.
That is so cool. That's awesome. Tell everybody a little bit about, since you brought it up, about the paper bag. I'm going to have Mike Guido on and not too distant future.
Captain.
And we're going to talk all about that, which will be really cool.
Paper bag royalty. Yeah, he's the man. So.
Tell everybody about that.
Oh man, I was actually I was friends with a lot of members, long-standing members, like God rest his soul, Phil Antonucci,
sure,
Ed Leone, Lenny LaPinta, Jason Chapman. A lot of them I had known peripherally, and I knew of the paper bag, and it was only in the last, I want to say 6 to 7 years that they asked me to kind of join and help shepherd in some Chicago tunes to honor Phil, and then I just became bitten by the bug and hooked. And Kristen came to one of the first nights that I was on, and she was like, "Whoa, this is amazing." She connected with the singers, and now it's really like our kind of Super Bowl every year.
Yeah.
What is the paper bag, so people don't know? How would you describe it?
To be clear, it is one all-night show, one night a year, third week in June, after all the music teachers have hopefully finished their school year.
Right.
And it is we're over 40.
Over 40 years, right?
Sorry, it's over 40 years. It's over 80 musicians, and every year there's a theme, and we do it at Mulcahy's. And unfortunately, we had to postpone it this year, but it is the most fun we have every year. It's fantastic, and it's a family, and it's completely organized chaos.
Yeah, it's Mike Guido's, I call it musical mayhem. It's almost like a musical cannonball run, where you start at a certain time and you end at a certain time, and what happens in between, it's the members really just bond on it. And there's a fan following on Long Island, and I'm proud to be a part of it. It's something that you never think could work, and then when it does work, you go, wow, that worked.
I totally agree. First time I saw it many, many years ago, because we know a lot of the same people, Ricky Roach and Mike Flintz and all those cats, and I saw one and I was like, what the heck am I watching? It was insane. And that's when they used to do it at a club called Sundance. Do you guys remember Sundance?
Oh, yeah.
In Bayshore.
Yeah.
They had them in all different places, but I believe, I might have this wrong, Mike Guido, the spiritual leader, we call him, I guess. He started it with just a couple of people over 40 years ago, just as like a goof of getting together in a park.
Yeah.
And then every year they would add more musicians. And more chicanery, could we say, started to happen. And
there's bagpipes. There's somebody on stilts. There's like a kitchen sink. Like the first time I saw it, I was like,
and you get the list, and there's horn sections on it. There's multiple guitars. There's multiple singers, multiple keyboard players. Drummers are coming in and out, and you go, how the heck is this gonna? It's not gonna work. And then it does. Everybody kind of focuses, and Mike, with his educational background as a music teacher, is a natural band leader, and only he can pull off leading over 70 musicians who are music teachers as well.
Right.
So he's got that performance perspective plus that perspective of being an educator, so they all get what he's up against and have to listen to him and pull this off. And it's amazing.
So the people who get the full perspective, you'd have to come see this, and it's like these guys said, over 70 musicians. And I guess it's fair to say maybe they break it down to sections as far as a couple of rehearsals. Do you lead, Adam, some of the horn sections? Are you
Lenny LaPinta leads the horns, but he kind of leans on me to gather all the charts together for the horn players. So he and I kind of go through that together, and I gather all the material. And we do a horn sectional at Ed Leone's house. That's become a tradition every week. The trombone player, and then we pull that together. But we're isolated. We have no idea how the rest of the band is going to end. Yes, we're supposed to follow the MP3s, but it's one of those things where you just kind of go, okay, are the sum of the parts going to make a bigger whole? And they do. So.
And then it all comes together for that one sort of dress rehearsal before the night of.
Right.
With 80 people on stage. Sometimes there's 20, sometimes there's 10. It's not every song gets rehearsed, so it's fly by the seat of your pants, insane.
Oh, it's true, and everyone gets a shirt, a name, and it's fair to say it's like a cult following now.
Yeah.
The last Tuesday in June, and they haven't, only last year because of COVID. COVID was just passed. Unfortunately, there hasn't been a missed spot in over 40 years.
Yeah.
So next year will be a double bag.
We'll make it up. We'll make it up next year.
We're gonna double. Can we double bag that?
Double bag it.
Wow, very, very cool. I appreciate you guys bringing that up, and that's so cool. And in a subsequent episode, I'm definitely going to have Mike Guido on, and I'm going to show what the paper bag is all about with some videos, and I think people will get a real kick out of it. So if anyone's just tuning in, I am having the privilege of speaking with two beautiful people, Kristen and Adam Seeley, friends of mine, local Long Island musicians that are gracious enough to come on our show and talk to you guys. And we're going to go to our sponsors right now, come right back, and we're going to tell you about Adam's Epiphany. We'll be right back.
This is Tammy and Murray from the New York Bee Gees. And Murray in particular loves having a good talk with Donnie Vapor and Robin Eve. See ya!
Thank you, Pulmonary Wellness Foundation, Good Talk TV sponsor. Please visit pulmonarywellness.com to learn more about this incredible organization.
Writing a book is the adventure of a lifetime. Red Penguin Books take pride in giving our authors a publishing experience that is stress-free and celebratory all the way. Some of our authors first approach us with no more than an idea for a book that's ready to sprout. Others submit completed manuscripts. Whether you're at either end or anywhere in between, our goal is to get you published. At Red Penguin Books, we offer options and opportunities that are unique in the world of publishing, and all of them are designed to keep you, the author we so deeply respect, in the driver's seat, unlike other publishing houses. So, if you want to write a book and are looking for a publisher, we've got you covered. Red Penguin Books deal in publishing services, book development, and ghostwriting for digital, print, and audiobook. Call us at 516-448-4993 or visit our website www.redpenguinbooks.com.
Welcome back. We're here talking with Kristen and Adam Seeley, and I want to tell you about, well, not me, I want to have Adam tell you about his epiphany. You know, we're all going through the COVID-19 and the coronavirus, and all us musicians, and not just musicians, just so many people have been out of work and stuck and sequestered at home, and you had this epiphany that I would love you to share with our audience.
Yeah, Kristen and I were home. It was mid-March, and everybody was kind of hunkering down and starting to quarantine and realizing that, you know, gigs are being canceled. And I just woke up and I said, wow, wouldn't it be, what can we do? We miss all our musician friends, first of all. We miss getting together with them, rehearsing, performing, talking to them, just getting out our instruments and playing. What could we do virtually from the comfort of our own homes and the safety of our homes, quite frankly, to do a bigger project, to do something that would be special and have everybody perform together even though they weren't in the same room. So I said, what if it was We Are the World, but it was one line at a time, and we assign, the concept started out with, there are so many tribute bands that are so successful on Long Island. Can we do Mike Del Giudice doing the Billy Joel part, the guy from Journey doing the Steve Perry part, somebody from, you know, doing the Huey Lewis part from there's a band called Back in Time, Springsteen. Then we started to realize that that idea was good, but it only took us so far because there wasn't a Paul Simon tribute band, there's not a Kenny Rogers tribute band or a Tina Turner tribute band, at least not in Long Island in our group of friends, in our circles. So then we started to cast it, and we started to really kind of one line at a time. Kristen got out an Excel sheet and did every lyric and just kind of started to cast it, like who wouldn't sing this line, who would sing this line, who would sing this line. So it came together in an interesting way of really just a master puzzle piece. Can we put this together in an edit one line at a time? And literally most people, we've only got one take of just 1 or 2 takes of their one line that they sang, and we just cut it in. We asked many people to sing in the choruses and obviously to fill it out, but the people that sing that one line, they sing it and they're done. That's it. It moves on to the next person. Like we didn't really have to edit it down much, from a bigger, performance of the song. It was one line at a time that literally just started to drop into the timeline of making this kind of music video out of Long Islanders. And it just started to branch off from there, and more people said, oh, that would be great. And my sound engineer mixer said, Jay Maffali of the Wind Up Shop, he's a good buddy of mine from college, he lives in Centerport, said, you know what, we shouldn't use just the backing track of the instrumental that you found on YouTube. We should re-record the instruments as well.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, damn it, he's right. That's a lot more work. But you know what? That would really give us our own authentic, true cover of the whole song.
Sure.
So Mike Montino did the drums. Mark Bonder did an amazing, also the Paper Bag, did an amazing job of all the synth work and the string work. Will Shelley played bass. And the next thing you know, we had a rhythm section. And it was just, it started, and they worked, like they actually probably did the most work behind the scenes because they were really trying to recreate the whole entire track instead of just one part of it at a time. So
this is amazing. I want to wake up with an epiphany like that. I usually wake up with, I want to make a pizza today. He wakes up with, let's recreate We Are the World, which is
So we decided to arrange the opening, fanfare in 14 pieces. So,
my buddy and Long Island saxophonist John Marshall said, you really should just write a sax or a horn section intro to this that's really like that. I said, oh God, it's getting out of control. I really just want to be the editor of this. I don't want to be the horn arranger or a sax performer on this. But then I thought of it and I'm like, he's right. Let's just do it. Let's send it out. And we send it out to a bunch of horn players to kind of give us our own stamp that did this fanfare intro. So again, it became an infectious idea. Everybody I kind of pitched it to, we tried to keep it a little secret and said, try to keep it amongst us because we want to surprise people with it. Obviously talk to fellow musicians about it, but it became a thing where everybody started to go, oh, I heard that idea. It's a great idea. Maybe I can do a part. Maybe I can do this. Maybe, because we weren't sure how many people really wanted to take the time. Everybody was a little down at the time, like, oh my God, we're losing all this work. And we also wanted to acknowledge the venues like Mulcahy's that hosts the Paper Bag, like KJ Farrell's, the Paramount, the Nutty Irishman's, all the kind of venues on Long Island that support this live music. How can we get them involved too? So we do have cutaways from a lot of the owners of the venues.
Oh, absolutely. And you had mentioned earlier, Kristen, that because of the Paper Bag, we all know you guys know so many musicians. So how many people are part of this that you reached out to for this project?
There was a lot. We had about 3 times as many people as we had lines as if you're going by the original. So we started and we're like, oh, this one wants to do it. Oh, we should really reach out to that. We're like, wow, let's call Amber Ferrari. I don't know her. Let's call her. And so we just kept dicing up parts as much as we could while maintaining the integrity of the song. But there were a lot of people who we knew from the Paper Bag. I'm like, oh, let's reach out to that one. And so it was so, the reception we got was overwhelmingly supportive because everybody was just so down, and that gave everybody like just some creative outlet, something to do, and a way for us to be together when we obviously couldn't be together. So
sure.
The Paper Bag was a great way to reach a lot of people.
And by no means was it meant to be, this is all of Long Island or the best of Long Island. It was just supposed to be a cross section of different tribute bands, different solo artists, different people that play coffee shops to the bigger arenas on Long Island or whatever, So it was supposed to be just a kind of a cross section of, wow, I haven't realized how much Long Island has all these musicians on it. And we could have done a whole sequel to it and probably filled exactly the same spots with more people and more musicians, singers, and players. So
people don't realize how big Long Island really is.
Yeah, and how much the music scene. We're proud of to be a part of it, Chris and I. So
I think you reached out to a nice swath, a great cross section of musicians that you guys know, and I want to personally thank you. It was a privilege for you to ask me to be in it, and it was a pleasure. Yeah. So, and Mike Guido, who runs the Paper Bag, he's even in there as well, correct?
Yeah, that was another idea we had. Kristen and I had. We said, since he runs the Paper Bag, he should really be the cutaway to the Quincy Jones of the piece. Conducting, because Quincy was the guy who kind of organized all those musicians back in the 80s for USA for Africa. And we thought the direct parallel of that would have been perfect. And he immediately loved the idea. And he's like, I'll give you a bunch of different angles. He studied the music video of how they shot Quincy. He put on his tuxedo and he did, got out his music stand, his composer stand, and his baton.
Chart. He had the actual We Are the World chart that he was looking at.
So, we tried to do some parallels that would be inside jokes to, oh, that's funny. Mike Guido's kind of like the Quincy because he organizes all the musicians.
I love that. That's amazing. If people want, we're going to show this in a second, but if people want to find it on their own, how would they look this up?
If you look up We Are the World Long Island on YouTube.
Yeah, Quarantine Mix Long Island.
The Quarantine Mix, it comes up.
We Are the World Long Island, the Quarantine Mix, and over 2 million views so far.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Is that amazing?
When we passed like 100,000, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, back in the day. And then all of a sudden it really just picked up steam. Like we started to look at the analytics and we just saw it going up and up and like, what is going on here? People are sharing it.
That is so cool.
Really pleased by that. Pleased by that.
I am so excited. Without further ado, first I want to thank you guys, Kristen and Adam, for being a part of our show. Good talk with Robin Eve and Donnie Vapor. And I'm going to cut right now to We Are the World, and you guys are in for an amazing treat. And again, thank you so much for being on the show, guys.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Thanks, Don.
Really appreciate it. All right, here it comes.
comes a time when we heed a certain call, and the world must come together as one, yeah. There are people dying, oh, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day
that someone somewhere will soon make a change.
We are all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children,
We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a brighter day, just you and me. Well, send them your heart, so they know that someone cares, and your lives will be stronger and free.
As God has shown us by turning stone to bread.
and so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world, we are the children.
We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving.
Oh, there's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives.
It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me.
We're down and out,
the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving.
That's the choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me.
Let me hear you.
We are the world. We are the world. We are the children.
We are the children.
We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving.
Start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. Let me hear you. We are the world. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. Yeah. We are the world. We are the world. We are the children. We are the children. We are the ones who make a better day, so let's start giving. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. Oh, we're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a better day. So let's start giving. Hello world, there's a song we're singing. We're changing our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me.
is my pleasure to introduce you to our next guest. This is Jacob Allen, and he is the founder of one of my very, very favorite pages on social media, Socially Distant Fest. Jacob, welcome to Good Talk.
Thank you, Robin, so much for having me. It is a pleasure to be here.
It's really a pleasure to have you. I'm so excited that our viewers get to meet you. We got turned on to your page recently, thanks to one of our viewers who knows that we want to jump down the rabbit hole and explore new things. And I had no idea what to expect. And you guys blew my mind. I can't believe that this was your brainchild only 5 months ago. When I started looking back on Socially Distant Fest, you had made a post the beginning or middle of March of, hey, I can't believe that today we're up to 1,000 followers. And then overnight, you got another 1,000 followers. And I could tell from your enthusiasm that your mind was blown. And now you're more than 170,000 followers in 5 short months. How are you doing this?
Okay. Hey, it's not me. We have an amazing team that has just thrown everything into making this happen. I don't know.
A lot of moderators, right?
We do. We have about 20 mods and admins in the group. A bunch of people working on a bunch of different aspects of this. But yeah, like you said, I was blown away. I was blown away when we had 1,000 followers. I was just stunned when we got 2,000 followers. By the first weekend, I think we had 20,000 hardcore members, as they said in the Warriors movie. 20,000 hardcore members. We were floored, you know. I never expected it to take off like it did at all. It was supposed to be just a one-off, one weekend little concert that we were going to do virtually for friends, and we just got a whole lot more friends.
You got a whole lot more friends.
It all happened right as the lockdowns happened, right as South by Southwest got canceled. Festivals were canceled everywhere, and we had put out a flyer just looking for a few other bands to play the one Sunday, and within a few days, we had hundreds of submissions from bands from all over the country wanting to play in our showcase. And it was insane. It was just going to be 3 or 4 hours, and mostly just our friends playing music for each other to entertain our families. Mm-hmm. And we ended up having to pour through hundreds of submissions and decided to make it a full 12-hour day festival. So yeah, none of us had ever put on a festival before, let alone coordinated a festival over many different time zones. It was a trip, and backstage it was very chaotic and very stressful, but I think we pulled it off with moderate success for our first one. I was pretty happy with it after I shrugged off the stress of the day.
It's amazing to me, the reach that you have, the different types of music that I've been exposed to. And again, I'm a recent subscriber. This has really been over just the past couple weeks. I just can't imagine the music that has flowed through this site. At what point did you realize that you were a serious international hit?
I think there was an interview that I did with Georgia Public Broadcasting, probably 2 months in. And I woke up the next day and grabbed my phone when I woke up, and the article had been published. And the first line in the article, it just had me rolling. It said, Jacob Allen, prior to COVID-19, Jacob Allen wasn't really attending many live shows. And now he's being credited with helping save the world's music scene. And I fell out of bed.
Dun, dun, dun. That's awesome.
I walked out laughing with tears in my eyes, and my wife looked at me and knew immediately, because she'd already been up. She had already seen it. She knew immediately what was going on, and she said, "Can you believe that?" I was like, "No, this is crazy."
But you know what, though? You're bringing the world closer together. And Good Talk TV wants to thank you because we have a bunch of artists that we have gotten turned on to through your page that we want to do our part to help get their music heard, and they're upcoming guests on our show. And I've been listening to music from South Africa and South America and Wales and the UK, and then we went over to the West Coast, and then somebody else is in Philly. You have no idea what's going to happen next. You know, it's Florida and then it's Norway. And what I love is it's all different types of genres. Anything can happen, literally anything can happen. And the community is right there saying, hey, somebody else is here. You've got one of your monitors saying, welcome to the stage. And then you have your regular viewers that are chiming in on everybody else's stuff and supporting them and encouraging them. And I'll be damned if we don't need more of that.
Absolutely. Yeah, the community itself it's blown me away. The artists all hop on each other's lives and support each other. We have artists that are starting to collaborate with each other that they met on Socially Distant Fest. The regular members who don't actually play anything, but they are there for these artists' lives. Every single time they hop on, they're like, yes, I'm here for this. They're commenting, they're tipping, they're sharing it, they're getting the word spread about these artists, about Socially Distant Fest. It's just a bunch of really beautiful people have come together and are just sharing everything with each other, sharing love, sharing music, sharing light. It is, the internet can be such a dark place at times, but not over here. You know, everybody very gracious and loving and grateful and giving and kind, and it just makes me so proud of this place to see everybody coming together like that.
I felt all of that, and Donnie felt all of that, and we are so happy that you're here telling our viewers about it because we know they're going to feel it too and want to check it out. And I want to ask you, as far as performers are concerned, say they want to play on your page, how do they go about doing that?
Oh, it's easy. You just join the Socially Distant Fest Facebook group. And when you go to the main page, there's a button that says go live right there. You click that button and you play. That's it. The thing is, the thing that sets us apart from a lot of the other groups out there is that we only accept lives from within our group. There's no resharing pre-recorded stuff. There's no restreaming from other sites or anything like that. You have to go live. You have to bare your soul for the group right there in the group. So that's it. That's the only prerequisite, is you do it from inside of our group.
Now you also have series that go on twice a month, right? You have a jazz series. You also support the arts, I believe, on Fridays. So tell us a little bit about your special events outside of going on and being just part of the community and doing the normal live.
Yeah, so we have obviously the open mic format, which is 24/7. We like to support all performance artists. So we have hula hoopers, we have fire spinners, we have jugglers, we have storytellers. Anybody that does anything performance art, we want to support that. But we also at the same time love our visual artists as well. So every Friday we have Visual Arts Friday, and that's where people can come on and they can share, say, time-lapse videos of them doing a painting or making pottery or jewelry or anything of that nature. That's welcome every single Friday. As you said, we do have a showcase that we do. That's now every first and third Sunday of the month. We are doing a bunch of different genre-themed showcases right now, just to test it out. We've done like a variety show every Sunday for so long, but we really wanted to see if we could attract some more viewers by having genre-themed showcases, so people could be like, yeah, I love jazz. I can be here for the whole festival now because it's a jazz fest. Or I love dance music and this is a DJ festival, so I can be here for the whole thing. So we're just testing that out at the moment to see how that goes. looking to have we have a few child artists on as well. So we're going to be doing a kids showcase coming up pretty soon.
I love that.
We just want to take the chance to highlight as many new artists as we can and help spread the word about them and their music. So that's the point of the showcases, is to just highlight people that are really going live within the group, that are awesome, or that are here all the time just performing and putting their heart out there for everybody. We want them to be recognized for that.
How do they become part of the showcase? Do they submit for consideration? Is that something that you and the moderators select people?
It's a combination of both. If they're interested in submitting for the showcase, we have them send an email over to howdy@sociallydistantfest.com and just say that they're interested in the showcase. And some of our team pours through those emails and checks out people's stuff. And then we go back. One of the big things is, if somebody wants to be on the showcase, the prerequisite is you have to have gone live from within the group. So that way we don't have people just coming in and saying, oh, I want to do the showcase, but they've never performed for our group before.
Fair.
You've got to go live first. Doesn't matter who you are. I don't care if you have a record deal or not. It doesn't matter. If you want to be in the showcase, you got to go live. It's kind of like Fight Club almost, in a way, except way less violent and a lot more enjoyable.
Now, the staff that you guys have at Socially Distant Fest is all volunteer. And we understand now that you have some swag and some merch that's available, and you also have a way that people can donate to help with the volunteers with keeping this going the way that it has been. So tell us a little bit how they can help out in that way.
Yeah, as you said, we are volunteer over here. People have been pouring their heart and soul into keeping this thing going since mid-March. On top of, they have other jobs and families that they have to take care of as well. So it's a full-time job to keep this thing going 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So we do have ways that people can help support us to keep this running the way it's running. We have merch available. We have t-shirts and we have stickers available. Those are all available through our website, sociallydistantfest.com. And we also have a Patreon campaign going. Patreon's usually more for content creators, which we really aren't. But we have this platform that's, bringing content creators to people. And so we thought it was probably a unique way for us to try and get a little support there. So people can sponsor us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, and just to help keep things running around here. And that link for that is patreon.com/sociallydistantfest.
Jacob, I just can't thank you enough for sitting down and having a good talk with us and telling us about everything that you've been putting together. We really hope that our viewers will support what you're about. And we've got a lot of musicians from all over the world that watch our show. We want you guys to sign up, and we want to start seeing you play for the community that's there, because it's just beautiful. It's only going to get bigger, and we love people who are supporting other people. We are not in competition with anyone. We are in this together. And Jacob, everything that you and your team of volunteers are doing is just emulating that in every way. And I love that it's 3 o'clock in the morning, or it's 7 a.m., or it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I can go onto your site and I can hear something that I hadn't heard before. And it's a really, really terrific thing that you did. And stick with it. I'm so grateful. You got a new fan.
Oh, thank you, Robin. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.